Welcome to our channel. This is the second video on the inguinal canal. The last video we had introduction to the inguinal canal, and in this video we'll discuss about the boundaries. So let us start with the video. So in boundaries you have to study about the following 4 points. First you have to study about the anterior wall, then the posterior wall, the roof and the floor. So let's first start with the anterior wall. Anterior and posterior wall we discuss simultaneously with the help of a diagram. Suppose this is the abdomen and here start the pelvis and here is the legs. So we are taking a section like this and viewing it from the top. And we are seeing it from the top. So if you are making a cross section like this, the abdomen will appear something like this. We are concerned more about the anterior portion where we have the muscles of the anterior abdominal wall and the inguinal canal. So let's see the diagram of that. So the most posterior most and the most innermost part we have the transversalis fascia, and the most anterior is the external oblique. For the spermatic cord to pass through, or for the other contents of the scrotum to pass through, we have the opening. One on the posterior surface there is a oval opening, and on anterior surface we have a triangular opening. The inner opening is called the deep inguinal ring, which is oval in shape, and the outer opening is called the superficial inguinal ring and is obtuse triangle like shape. So the canal extends in between the muscles and from the deep inguinal ring to the superficial inguinal ring like this. So this is which canal? This is the inguinal canal. So which is this muscle? This is external oblique. In front of this we have superficial fascia. This is superficial fascia. And then here is the skin. And now posterior we have the fat or the extraperitoneal tissue. Then inside is the peritoneum. So inside is the, here is the peritoneum, and here is all the viscera. The two muscles of the anterior abdominal wall that are remaining are the external oblique. Then here is the internal oblique muscle. Here is the internal oblique muscle which arches over the inguinal canal and form its roof. Which it arches over the inguinal canal and become a part of a roof and combine with the transverse abdominis. Here is the transverse abdominis muscle. Here is the transverse abdominis muscle. Here is the transverse abdominis muscle which arches over the and combine. They both combine to form the conjoint tendon. Here is the conjoint tendon of internal oblique and transverse abdominis. Here is the transverse abdominis which arches over the inguinal canal, and here is the internal oblique which also arches over the inguinal canal and becomes a part of the roof, and both combine to form the conjoint tendon. So if you have this type of view, you can easily tell the anterior wall and the posterior wall. So let's discuss about the anterior wall. So anterior wall in its whole extent, we can see we have the skin, superficial fascia along the whole extent of the inguinal canal, and the external oblique muscle. So in its whole extent we have skin, superficial fascia and aponeurosis of external oblique muscle. EO stands for external oblique. Then in the lateral 1/3. So let's draw the compass. Here is the medial side, here is the lateral side, back is the posterior, and this is the anterior side. So in the lateral 1/3 you can see there is the fibers of the internal oblique. So in the lateral 1/3 we have fibers of internal oblique muscle. IO stands for internal oblique. This is the internal oblique muscle and this is transversus abdominis. Now let's see the posterior wall of the inguinal canal. Similarly, we have some content that is in the whole extent and some in the partial area. So first we'll discuss about the in its whole extent we have. So what was this? This was transversalis fascia. So in its whole extent we have transversalis fascia. Then first let's complete the labeling. This is transversalis fascia. Next is the blue color is the peritoneal fat or the extra peritoneal connective tissue, and inside is the visceral peritoneum. Then here all the viscera. So next in the whole extent we have the what? Extra peritoneal connective tissue, extra peritoneal connective tissue, and the visceral, sorry, it is parietal peritoneum, just corrected. The peritoneum which surrounds the viscera is called the visceral, but which surrounds the anterior abdominal wall is the parietal one. So it is parietal peritoneum. You can make the correction, it's parietal peritoneum that surrounds the posterior part of the inguinal canal. And what rest you can see in the medial 1/3. It is the medial 1/3 in which we have the conjoint tendon. So the tendon of the transversalis abdominis and the internal oblique combine to form the common tendon which is called the conjoint tendon. So in medial 1/3 we have conjoint tendon of internal oblique and transverse abdominis. One more thing we are having here, just below this we have the, or just anterior to it we have the inguinal ligament reflected part. There will be a separate video on the inguinal ligament, so do watch it for better understanding of the characteristics of the inguinal ligament. So in the medial 1/3 we have the conjoint tendon and reflected part of inguinal ligament. So till now we have completed the anterior wall and posterior wall. Now let us discuss the roof and the floor. Roof, I told you, is formed by the muscles fibers of the transverse abdominis and the internal oblique. So they are formed by the arched fiber, as they are forming an arch over the inguinal canal. So they are formed by the arched fibers of internal oblique muscle and transverse abdominis. From the transversus abdominis. And the floor is formed by the grooved upper surface of the inguinal ligament. Upper surface of inguinal ligament. And in the medial end we have one more ligament, that is the lacunar ligament. On inguinal ligament and lacunar ligament we'll have separate video, so do subscribe our channel to stay tuned for the upcoming videos. But let's have a brief introduction to the inguinal ligament, how the upper surface is forming the floor. Suppose this wire shows the which muscle? External oblique muscle. External oblique muscle in its lower part is bent and it forms the inguinal ligament, and here in this groove we have the which canal? Inguinal canal. So its upper part is forming the floor of the, suppose this is the inguinal canal, so its upper part is forming the floor of the inguinal canal. So this was all about the boundaries of the inguinal canal. Now let us see about the structure passing through the inguinal canal. There is some difference in the structure passing through inguinal canal in males and females. First let us discuss about the common structure. The common structure to both male and female is the ilioinguinal nerve. Common structure is in both males and female, is ilioinguinal nerve. The ilioinguinal nerve passes between the internal oblique and the external oblique muscle and exits through the superficial inguinal ring outside the spermatic cord. So as you know, there are layers in the abdominal wall. The outermost is the external oblique, then is the internal oblique. The ilioinguinal nerve passes between the external oblique and internal oblique and exits through the superficial inguinal ring. So it passes through the interval between the external oblique and internal oblique and exits through the superficial inguinal ring. This is ilioinguinal nerve. The next structure is in males, in males we have spermatic cord. There is a separate video on the constituents of the spermatic cord and the covering of the spermatic cord. To watch is for a better understanding of the spermatic cord. So we have spermatic cord in males. So in males also we have two structures, spermatic cord and the ilioinguinal nerve. In females we have the round ligament of uterus that we will see in detail when we discuss about the attachments of the uterus. So in females we have one more structure that is called round ligament of uterus. So in females we have two structures, one is the ilioinguinal nerve and other is the round ligament of uterus. In males we have ilioinguinal nerve and spermatic cord. So this was all about the structure passing through the ilioinguinal canal.